Hello students, wish you all a very good morning. I am your science teacher S.KIRAN. Welcome you all back to another session of science online classes. Students, in previous session we have studied about the habitat adaptation. So today we will proceed with the same topic, habitat and adaptation. Students, it's important to know about habitat and adaptation. It's important to differentiate between habitat and adaptation. So in habitat, basically if I talk about habitat, what is habitat? Already it was expressed in the previous session that habitat, the animals, the human beings or any other organisms where they used to live, where they used to survive, that is adaptation. But what is adaptation? It's very common thing. If we correlate it with our life, then do you know how it will correlate? अगर हम इसे चाहें कि अपने लाइफ से इसे ऐड करें, इसको जो है अपने लाइफ से जोड़कर देखें कि आखिर हम कैसे समझ पाए कि एडाप्टेशन और हैबिटेट हमारे लाइफ में कैसे इस्तेमाल होता है या कैसे हम इसको समझ पाएंगे. Do you know how it can be correlate? Simple. See, suppose to be you are at your home. Okay. Then what happens? No rules, no terms and conditions, nothing. Whatever you wish, you are freedom to do. You are freedom to do. आप अपने घर पे रहते हो तो जैसे मर्जी जो आप करते भी हो, जैसे मर्जी वैसे चाहते भी हो करने के लिए आप करते भी हो. But what is adaptation? So that is habitat. अगर हम अपनी मर्जी से कुछ कर रहे हैं तो that is habitat. हम अपने घर पे रह रहे हैं, वो हैबिटेट. मन क्या पढ़े नहीं मन क्या नहीं पढ़े, मन क्या खाना खाए मन क्या नहीं खाए, मन क्या बिछावर पढ़े हमसे किए नहीं किए, इट इज हैबिटेट. ये हमारी मर्जी है. बट अगर हम एडाप्टेशन की बात करें, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट एडाप्टेशन, दैट आई एम ओनली कोरिलेटिंग, आई एम मेकिंग यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बोथ. ओके, सो इफ आई टॉक अबाउट एडाप्टेशन मीन्स व्हाट? We have to manage with all terms and conditions of others or the natures. आप सपोज टू आप मान लीजिए कि अब ठंड के मौसम है, तो ठंड के मौसम में हम लोगों को क्या करना होगा? What we have to do? We have to adapt. We have to manage with that climate, or we will manage. We are managing. अब ठंड के मौसम है तो हमें मैनेज करना है. ये तो क्या है बेटा? ये एडाप्टेशन है कि हम किसी और की टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस में हम चलने के लिए रेडी है. अब सपोज टू भी गर्मी है, समर सीजन है, तो समर सीजन क्या है उसे भी एडाप्ट करते हैं हम लोग. इट मीन्स वी कैन से दैट व्हाट द टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस बाय adapted by someone to move on that path, that is adaptation. But कुछ some things may be special for the adaptation. Supposed to be right now winter season is there. So what is adaptation? Definitely we will feel cold. What we are doing for adapting it? We are using woolen cloths. We are using blanket, quilt at the home. We are doing just fan switch off. Where we used to close the open areas of the windows, doors at the home. So that is adaptation. इट मीन्स कहने का सेंस यह है कि एडाप्टेशन हम किसी और की टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस को फॉलो करते हैं. वो कह रहा है कि घर से बाहर नहीं जाना तो घर से बाहर नहीं जाते हैं. तो दीज आर एडाप्टेशन. हैबिटेट क्या है? वो अपनी मर्जी है. तो दैट इज वेरी सिंपल टू अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट हैबिटेट एंड एज वेल एज एडाप्टेशन. इट्स वेरी सिंपल. दैट्स व्हाई आई कोरिलेटेड सो दैट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इजीली. Okay, so now it's clear what is habitat or adaptation. Adaptation, simple. The animals, the human beings, the organisms, what they are adapting as per the climate, as per the nature, each and everything. Are supposed to be few animals found on the mountains and few animals found in the desert. Do you think that the desert animals are comfortable to live or survive there on mountains? No. Do you think that mountains animals will survive easily on desert? No. Suppose to few aquatic animals are there. They are comfortable to survive on terrestrial? No, it's not possible. Why? Because they already adapted. They have the proper types of function of their body. God has made like that. God has given his something special so that he can survive on that particular areas with a challenging, but supposed to be on mountains. Any humans used to go. What will happen? They use their proper types of clothes. They use each and everything how they can survive their with comfortability. Obviously हम लोग कभी कभी ट्रिप पे निकलते हैं, एक्सकर्शन ट्रिप पे निकलते हैं. Might be you also went earlier or not, I don't know, but if any times you got the opportunity, definitely you go. So जब हम कभी ट्रिप पे निकलते हैं तो कभी शिमला है, मनाली है, लेह है, तो ये सब क्या है बेटा? देयर आर टू मच कोल्ड. Complete 9 to 10 months always ice were there. So how, in spite of we used to go, in spite of we used to see that areas, how we start to adapt their climate. We use jackets, we use woolen cloths so that we can live there, survive there with comfortability. So that is adaptation. Okay. So I hope that you understood the difference between the habitat or as well as adaptation. See, few figures I will show you. Now I am discussing about the what? Fish. What is fish? See. Do you know? It is the pictures of fish and it shows all the things which entires have the fish. Body parts. Gills. What is the uses of gills? Fins. What is the uses of fins? What is the uses of scales? What is the use of tail? Everything is important for the fish. Without it, it's very complicated for the fish to survive in water. Okay. So, do you know what is the importance of gills? It helps them in breathing. Where? In water. As we know that water is a composition of hydrogen as well as oxygen both. But fish used to take only oxygen. How it is possible to take only oxygen and hydrogen released? Why? They used to take with the help of gills. So gills help them to take oxygen in water. Are you getting my point? Now, fins, scales, tail. What is that? What is the function of tail? Do you know? That the function of tail is it helps them to while swimming to change their direction. It helps them to change the direction while swimming. मतलब कहने का सेंस है ये जो तेल है बेटा ये इनको हेल्प करता है कि जब भी वो स्विम करते हैं तो सडन कभी सपोज टू in water there are larger animals are there, crocodile are there, snake are there. In that moment, so what they will do? That tail helps them to change the direction suddenly. Okay. So, see if I talk about scales, flat fins and tails. Scales. What is scales? It's very important for the fish. It protects them, their internal organs. Scales used to protect their internal organs. So it is very important parts for fish. Okay, students. See, one more topic is there: a streamlined body shape. What is a streamlined body shape? What is a streamlined body shape? A streamlined body shape, we can see that we have seen flight. They have seen also this fish also. But here a streamlined body shape, it means their back portion or front portion both are pointed like. Both are pointed like. Why? Because it helps them to swimming in the water, swim in the water, move forward, come back, come forward, come backward, in that way. So body is narrow in the front and back broad in the middle. It means front or backward, back, front or back, both are narrow, but in middle section it is broad. That is a straight line body shape. Okay, students. So it's all about adaptation or habitat we have seen in fish. Okay, but now we will proceed in adaptation in camels. Adaptation in camels. Already, students, we know terrestrial habitats. The animals, the organisms used to live on land. That type of habitat is called terrestrial habitats. So camel is one of them. Camel is one of them. See, we will see about the camel. What is the adaptation? What is something special in the camel that's capable to survive in desert? Already, last few minutes ago, I have said you, I have intimated you, is something supposed to be if animals are surviving on water, surviving on mountains areas, surviving on desert. Few things are special they have by the God gifted, so that they are comfortable surviving over there. What is the thing in the camel? That's why they are surviving on desert. We will discuss now about it. See, adaptation in camel. A camel has long legs which help to keep upper part of the body away from the heat of the sun or the ground. What is the uses of these long legs? These long legs help it. These long legs help to camel. It protects them from heat. It protects from the heat. Why? Because it is long. So the heat from the earth to this, it reaches very delay. It protects them. आपको शायद पता होगा बेटा, आपने एक सुनी होगी बिरबल की खिचड़ी. बिरबल की खिचड़ी क्या थे? जैसे जैसे हम हीट से डिस्टेंस बनाते हैं, उस हीट का जो टेम्परेचर होता है वो क्या होता है, धीरे धीरे नॉर्मल होता जाता है, धीरे धीरे वो रिड्यूस होता है. सो द सेम थिंग इज दैट हियर. अब सपोज टू यहाँ पे हीट 40 डिग्री है, फिर धीरे धीरे ऊपर जाते जाते हीट क्या होगा 10 डिग्री. इट मींस नाउ इट इज कंफर्टेबल टू सर्वाइव. सो ये लॉन्ग लेग्स क्या होता है, ये हमें कैमल्स को ये हेल्प करता है कि वो जो उनकी जो हीट है अर्थ से, उनके लैंड से, वो क्या है उनको बहुत देर पे पहुंचाता है. दैट हेल्प्स देम. नेक्स्ट क्या है, आफ्टर ड्रिंकिंग वाटर वंस इट कैन लिव फॉर मेनी डेज विदाउट वाटर. इनकी बहुत अच्छी फंक्शन ये भी है कि व्हेन दे ड्रिंक वंस दे कैन सर्वाइव विदाउट वाटर फॉर द लॉन्गर पीरियड. ओके. Thereafter, a camel excretes a small amount of urine. It's a very God gifted. It's urinate very less. मतलब कहने का सच है कि इसका जो यूरिन होता है वो भी बहुत कम अमाउंट में होता है. ठीक है. A camel does not sweat. इनको जो है पसीना नहीं होता है. जो स्वेटिंग कहते हैं ना, स्वेटिंग, वो स्वेटिंग इन्हें नहीं हो पाता है. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट आफ्टर सी इट्स फीट हैव थिक पैड्स. इनके जो पैर होते हैं, और पैर का जो सबसे लोअर पोर्शन, द लोअर पोर्शन ऑफ द फुट, वेयर वी यूज्ड टू wear shoes or slippers, that portion I'm talking. That's are about pads. They have pads, so that pads help them to move easily on desert while the desert is very hot. Okay. A camel has long eyelashes. Do you know this eyebrow? We have eyebrow, they have eyelashes. Okay, which help them to prevent from reaching the eyes during that sandstorm. When sometimes sandstorms are there, then that eyelashes helps the camel to protect from that sandstorm. So what the dust particles are there on sand while the sandstorm, it could not be enter in the eyes. Okay, that's why eyelashes are special for them. Then after a camel closes its nostrils. Do you know it have the capacity to close its nostrils, while from there they are taking oxygen when while the sandstorms are there. Okay, while the sandstorms are there, so that their respiratory system they are not affected from these things. Same things as we used to do. Sometimes we are traveling or we are anywhere and sudden very bad smelling are there. What we used to do? We used to close nostrils. Okay. Why we used to close nostrils? So that bad smelling should not be involved in our respiratory system and it affected us very badly. That's why. See, fat astrodinous humps act as a food reserves. और इनका जो हम्प होता है, आपने हम्प देखा कहाँ होता है? आप देख लो, ये जो हम्प होता है, see, long legs, this is a pad. It helps while on moving on deserts while it is very hot. Okay, it is long legs, you know very well. It helps us to maintain the temperature on sand. It helps us eyelashes. It helps us them to while sandstorms are there, so that dust particles do not enter in their eyes. Okay. It is hump. These portions they store the food. These portions they store the food for the ahead time. ठीक है, कुछ समय के लिए वो क्या करते हैं, फूड को स्टोर कर लेते हैं ताकि वो बाद में इसके इस्तेमाल कर सकें. So it's all about adaptation in camels. Okay, students. See, it was a matter of camel how they are surviving on sand, desert areas. But now I asked you, apart from camels, except camels, do you think that other animals may not be there? आपको लगता है कि यहाँ पर कोई और भी एनिमल्स नहीं हो सकते हैं? हो सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो कुछ एनिमल्स वैसे हैं जिसको आप स्नेक कह सकते हो, रैट कह सकते हो. ये कैसे रहते हैं? ये जो है बरो जानते हैं बरो क्या होता है? वो क्या करते हैं कि सैंड मतलब दैट लैंड सरफेस they make a holes, deep holes, and they used to live there. Why? Because on land, during the daytime, that is too hot. It is very complicated for them to survive. So they used to come out during the night when sand becomes cold. And also we know the characters of sand. As higher they become hot, as higher they become cold too. जिस तरीके से जितनी तेजी में ये गर्म होता है उतनी तेजी में ये ठंडा भी होता है. सो ये क्या करते हैं, कुछ एनिमल्स ऐसे भी हैं, सो वो क्या करते हैं कि दिन में वो अपने होल्स में रहते हैं, अपने बरों में रहते हैं, और जब नाइट होता है, जब कोल्ड होता है वहाँ की जो लैंड प्लेसेस है, तब वो बाहर आते हैं. ओके, सो सच टाइप्स दे आर सर्वाइविंग इन डेजर्ट्स. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, सी apart from it, we will discuss about desert plants. Okay, we will discuss about desert plants because animals are surviving. We have said, but how the plants surviving? Because there is not efficient water, much amount of water, so that they can survive easily. What happens in that moment? In that moment, see, leaves are either absent. The plants which is found in desert places, either they don't have the leaves, because the leaves are absent, or have the very small and reduced to a spines, or reduced to a spines. Why? Due to the process of transpiration. Due to the process of transpiration. What happens in transpiration? Because if leaves are there, they need more amount of water. But in desert places, it's very difficult to manage with water. So in such circumstances, what happens? That leaves used to, by the photosynthesis, by the help of photosynthesis, they don't have much water, and that water, what happens? Becomes vapor, and in that way, that leaves convert into the spines. Spines समझते हैं बेटा, जिसे हम कांटा कहते हैं. thorn, 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 कांटा है ना. This helps to reduce water loss through transpiration. A stem is green and it prepares food for the plant. Photosynthesis occurs in stems. अब क्या कह रहा है? A stem is green because leaves are not there. Now a stem is there. Then a stem is green and they helps the process of photosynthesis. Because photosynthesis is very important. Without photosynthesis, how they will survive? See, a stem becomes a sponge to store water. अब ये क्या होता है? That in that way, to storage of water, that a stem becomes a sponge. काफी soft हो जाता है. ये थोड़ा soft हो जाता है, spongy. A stem is covered with a thick waxy layer. और a stem को क्या होता है? Waxy layer टैप को हो जाता है. And this helps in retaining water inside plant body. And they helps them to retain the water. Okay, store the water. The root system goes deep into the soil for absorbing water, or their root system is very deeper so that they absorb the water from the ground level. Okay, students, see, we will discuss one examples of the desert plant, which is cactus. What is cactus? What is the cactus? What is the adaptations of the cactus? Simple. In cactus plant, also we can see at the home of some places. We used to plant at the home for the showcase. So leaves are reduced to a spine. Simple. Leaves are very less, and leaves are reduced to a spine. A stem is green and spongy. Already it was discussed now. What are the adaptations of desert plants? Next thing is that roots are very long and reach the deep layers of the soil. It's not a matter of cactus only. The plants which used to grow in the desert areas, these are their adaptations. Why? Because very less amount of water. Because the availability of water is very less. That's why it's important their roots may be longer so that they absorb the water from the earth's surface. Okay. Thereafter, their stem may be waxy layers. They are soft so that they can retain the water, and their leaves converted into the spines due to the loss of water. So students, these all things are all about habitat or adaptations. I hope and I expect from everyone that you have understood very well. So what you have to do, kindly read 2 to 3 times your books also, because that's very important. One more thing is very important. You know what the plants living on deserts are called xerophytes. Okay, students, it's very important. The plants which used to live in desert, that is called xerophytes. What xerophytes? Xerophytes. Okay, students, xerophytes. So, students, please, it's my humble request. Kindly read it 2 to 3 times your books contents. Second thing is that kindly watch the videos at least 2 to 3 times. Thereafter, kindly make the notes and send back to me. Okay, students? Till then, bye bye. Thank you.